Every morning the world starts quietly, one soft light at a time. Homes flicker awake, shops open. People take those first small steps into a brand new day. And in all of that ordinary movement, there's something kind of extraordinary. A moment worth noticing, a spark you feel before you even name it. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's small, but kindness shows up right on time. And every morning we choose to show up with you so we can look for that spark together.
Good morning. I'm Matt Roof, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and this is Kindness Rising. Let's rise together.
Good morning, everyone. As I straighten out my clothes to get the day started, I'm Matt Roof, the Uncommon Kindness Guy. Welcome to Kindness Rising. Remember this, anytime you need to come back, you don't come back alone. Every comeback story we love, every return, every reset, and every second act always has people behind it, a true community. And today we are talking about that community and how we show up before the spotlight comes back on. Welcome to Kindness Rising. Thank you, everyone, for joining me here every weekday morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern.
This is Kindness Rising.
The world talks a lot about individual strength, grit, discipline, personal resilience. We talk about that a lot here, right here on Kindness Rising. And those things absolutely matter. But almost every meaningful moment, everything we celebrate, anything significant that happens, the comeback, the cultural shift, it has something else huge behind it. People, community, someone who showed up when it was inconvenient, someone who stayed when it wouldn't be easier to leave, and someone who said, "You're not doing this alone. We're here with you. This is a community." That's community. And community isn't loud by default. It doesn't always trend, and it often works quietly until a moment reveals just how powerful it is. We have those powerful moments right here on Kindness Rising. You can't make them up. They have to happen live. Very few people come back without help. It takes a village, is what they say, right? Someone held space while you caught your breath. Someone kept the lights on while you figured things out, and someone believed in you when your confidence hadn't caught up just yet. Community isn't just who celebrates you at the peak, it's who stands with you. Who stands with you before the moment arrives? The people who grind it out with you, who go through your fears with you, who work through problems and help you see some perspective. We all need each other. And that is what today is about as we wind down. It's Thursday, but we're coming to the end already of our Behind the Moment week. And today is about behind the community. And that's what we are building right here at Kindness Rising. Good morning, Roseanne Roof. It is nice to see you. I am glad that you have come out here today, and I hope you are feeling better today. We'll catch up after the show. Today is about behind the community, as I said, that unseen support, the shared belief, the collective energy that turns individual effort into something that lasts. Something that lasts, because the moments we remember most, they're the ones that aren't built alone. This is Kindness Rising. I'm Matt Roof, the Uncommon Kindness Rising. The Uncommon Kindness Guy, but mostly I am here every day, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, to help you get up with hope, humanity, and heart. What are you doing today? Who's your community? If you don't have a community, come join this community. Subscribe to the channel. Get involved in the chat. Tell us what you're doing to build community today. And hang out with us on the show. Mike Sullivan, always here every day. Sully, I hope you'll like today's Be Kind Rewind. We're going to get into it in a little bit. We're going to be talking about the event of 1985. You were there, I'm sure, or you were you'll remember it. And I think that many people out there will remember it. And if you don't remember 1985, or you're not aware of the major cultural event that happened in music in 1985, stick around because we're going to talk about it. And we're going to talk about how it connects to Kindness Rising. And then we are going to talk a little bit later about how Netflix is changing the game, guys, always, constantly, not just the Warner Brothers deal, but now we're talking Barstool Sports. That's insane. Crazy stuff going on in the world of communications and media. Luca, K10, welcome. I am glad you are here with us on Kindness Rising, and good morning to you. And Patrick Ross. Patrick Ross, you got that way wrong, but I'm glad you took time to share your feelings about me, your judgments, and your assumptions. So stick around and maybe we can break some of those up for you. For sure. For sure. Yeah, Patrick Ross, tell us about all your how awesome you are and what you're up to. For sure, we'll be glad to interact. But I do want to talk about our Be Kind Rewind, which is about Live Aid. Live Aid. Live Aid. Do you remember Live Aid? Do you know about Live Aid? 1985. Absolutely. Patrick, it's what I do. I take my whole entire life in stride. You certainly won't rattle me for sure. Thanks, Patrick. What are you up to for real? Where are you at? What are you doing? How are you today? Are you rising with kindness? Will you be kind on my channel? I hope you will. We all try to be kind. Trust me, it's a lot easier and lazier to be angry and mean and have a pen in your pocket and you didn't even know. Anyway, beautiful morning, CJ, M8V. I am glad you're here. You're underground somewhere in Virginia. All right. Well, absolutely. Come up for air sometime. Come up for air sometime here on Kindness Rising with us every day. Meet us digitally. Get involved in the community. Is this Appalachia? CJ, welcome in. No, this is not Appalachia. It is not. This is upstate New York, which is part of the Appalachian Trail, but not down there deep in this deliverance world. All right, let's get back to the reality. This is Live Aid. We're talking about 1985. Do you guys remember it? Biggest event, one of the biggest cultural events of my life. It was the Woodstock of my life. Trust me, I wish I was there at the original, but Queen showed up at Wembley. Everybody knows the iconic image of Freddie Mercury owning that 100,000 plus person stadium. U2 turning the song into the human moment. But Live Aid didn't start as a concert. It actually started as a response by Bob Geldof, Boomtown Rats. He saw news footage of a devastating famine in Ethiopia. Millions of lives at risk, entire communities starving, and the world was largely looking away. And no, we weren't thinking how Sam Kinison was thinking back then. If you remember the famous line, "Move to where the food is." It's not as easy as that. It's a funny little comedy bit, of course, but underneath it all, there was major famine going on in Ethiopia. You couldn't turn left or right. I certainly, born in 1901, running with scissors tour. Weird Al running with scissors tour. Patrick Ross, that's great. I love it. I can tell we are going to fit, even though you are not necessarily in the same generation. That's okay. I'll tell you my Weird Al stories. You're a big Weird Al fan? That's awesome. Anyway, Geldof, 1985. He wasn't a politician. He wasn't definitely not a humanitarian expert, but he was just a musician who just decided that he couldn't unsee what he had seen, and he had friends who could help him. So first first they came together? Do you guys remember? I'm sure you're hearing it now, right? Do they know it's Christmas time at all? That's me singing to you the Band-Aid song, the fundraising single that brought artists all together from mostly Europe, all around the world though, and raised awareness. But even that felt like a beginning and not a solution to Geldof. It's like, I think we got something here. And next thing you know, that's not next thing you know. We talked about that earlier in the week. Nothing happens all of a sudden. It didn't happen all of a sudden. I can only imagine the amount of effort, the lift, the work, the selling, the convincing, all the behind the scenes, let alone the production of Live Aid, 2 massive live concerts happening at the same time on 2 different continents, in London, at Wembley, in Philly, broadcast globally, and raising money and awareness for famine relief. Here's the thing you got to remember. There was no internet. There was no live stream chat. There was no social media, just satellites, TV cameras, telephones, and energy, belief, community. The leadership wasn't top down. It all happened underneath where things were connected. And the artists, they weren't there for their ego. They were there for alignment. So many different genres, different countries, different audiences, all showing up for something bigger than themselves. 778. You're not 678? 789? Oh no. 9. Why do I lie? I never lie. I tell you the truth. Live Aid, it raised $125 million in 1985, 40 years ago. In today's term, adjusted simply for inflation, that's $350 million. Pretty big deal. Raised in a single glowing music moment. I'm more excited. I am excited. One day, one cause, one shared purpose. It wasn't perfect, but it absolutely changed the model. And it looks like maybe Patrick Ross is in here talking about his model. So many things ruining music, making music an industry instead of an art. Come on. Ticketmaster and just corporations trying to brainwash us. How would we actually create something that has a message? You know how you do it, Patrick Ross? You're watching it happen. It's live. The future is live. The future will be televised. You guys know that one? The future, the revolution will be televised. The revolution will be streamed. Anyway, Mary Roma, Aunt Mare, welcome in. Hi, Matt. Keep it going. Love you. I'm so glad you've chosen to join me. See that? Even my family's got my back. Aunt Mare, love you. That's awesome. Feed the world. Let them know. Yeah, absolutely. Love. That's probably one of my favorites. Absolutely. That and Bruce Springsteen, Santa Claus is coming to town. Pretty good one. I love the boss. And Patrick Ross. Let's talk about it, man. I couldn't agree with you more. The artists don't get, never have, right? Pearl Jam, Eddie Vedder, I think, was probably one of the very first people to raise that awareness. Pearl Jam taking on Ticketmaster, taking on ticket prices are absolutely insane. I love to go to live shows. My wife and I, Heather, we were looking into some live shows recently because we like to plan our summers out, maybe buy some Christmas gifts or something like that. And there's a particular artist that we are interested in seeing that's playing within a couple of hours of where we are here in upstate New York. And there's 4 of us in our family. Pretty standard family, me and my wife and our 20-year-old twins. And there's an artist playing in the area that we are all interested in. I'm being cryptic on purpose. But I went to go look at tickets. Standard law seat, it's a pavilion. Standard law seats, $80. $80 to sit in the lawn, watch it mostly hear it live, but watch it mostly on a screen. Being part of the community, which is a huge part of it too, of course. Concerts are a big part of it. All right, Patrick, I will just call you Patrick from now on. You can just call me Matthew or anything you want. Just make sure you call me every day, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, on Kindness Rising. Anyway, we were looking at ticket price, $80. $80. I mentioned that in the lawn. Then we start moving a little bit closer. We've been to this venue row, the very back row of the venue, underneath a pavilion in case it rains. It's going to be summertime, and the sound is a little bit better there. We've sat in these particular seats. $500 a seat to basically sit in the lawn. With the only thing is we have a little bit of protection from the rain. But you're not seeing the show any better. You're not hearing it any better. You're not part of it any bigger crowd. And then as you get down into the middle, you're talking about $800,000-$900,000 seats per ticket for a couple-hour concert. That's just absurd. It's absurd. Ticket prices are absurd for concerts. That's why I prefer to go to outdoor venues. I love free shows. I love checking out new and up-and-coming artists because the music is just as good, if not perhaps better sometimes. And it's a heck of a lot cheaper value, dollar your value for your entertainment value. And you get exposed to new stuff. This past summer, I'm way off on a tangent, but who cares? This is what I like to talk about too. This past summer, about an hour away from here, little community has a Thursday night live concert. It's hosted by the local bank. They bring in artists from all over the place, and it's absolutely free to the community. You just pull up your lawn chair, got some food stands, some beers, whatever, but it's absolutely free. And we're talking about major, look, not major, but you see festivals. You're talking about the people whose names are just under the headliners. Just under the headliners. One of the bands we saw, I don't know if you've ever heard of them, is the California Honey Drops. I would highly recommend, if you want to hear a modern take and just an awesome take on like 60s soul, Sam Cooke and that kind of stuff, updated by a bunch of white dudes with horns. It's freaking awesome. California Honey Drops, check them out. Anyway. I'm done talking about my random tangent about live music because somebody has been patiently waiting in the wings to say hello to all of you out there.
I could never do all of this alone.
Good news. You don't have to.
True. We're building a real strong community here.
That's you, chat. Stay uncommon. Stay kind.
That is you, chat. Stay uncommon, stay kind. Sensei Whiskers and I were just reminiscing and thinking last night about the past 6 months of going live and how important community is to us, and the fact that you're out there, Patrick, you're out there. I am so glad you're sticking around. Steve Anderson, happy Christmas from India. India. Wow. Welcome in from across the globe. I am so glad you came to join us to tell us more about what's going on in Christmas time in India. I am curious, Mike. All these connections. I mean, it's just amazing when you're curious about the world and you connect with people. My family and I were just talking about lately. There's been a lot of commercials featuring an artist who is clearly Indian. We were debating whether it's even real or AI or whatever, and it's been on commercials and clearly a gentleman with an English Indian accent, and singing Jingle Bells. And it actually sounds kind of funny and unusual, of course. At first you giggle at it, and then you go, what is this? It's insane. Maybe someday I'll play it on the show if you guys haven't heard it or seen it. It's been on commercial. I can't remember what commercial it was for, but we caught it. We're like, what? And then of course I went to Spotify and I'm like, okay, what is this all about? This guy's made this artist. I don't know if it's an AI artist or if it's a real artist. Like I said, it's hard to tell, and I didn't do any deep research, but a ton of different traditional Christmas songs in English, but with an Indian style to it, a little bit of higher, faster rhythm, and not quite Bollywood, but it's just really interesting. Crash Studios, who else is here? There are lots of us here. Even, are you picking your nose in that there? Simpsons fan. Hey, Crash Studios. Love me some Simpsons. What's a battle? One of my favorites lines. I forget that character's name. Ralphie. Um, I choose you. Anyway, I can go on and on about the Simpsons too, but that's not why we are here, really. We are here to multiply kindness and unlock growth for good people who are doing good work. And we always talk about an organization that's doing good work. And today we are talking about the Trevor Project. I don't know if you know the Trevor Project. We have talked to them about before, but they have one life-saving idea, and that is Connection Saves Lives, because they provide support for young people, LGBTQ plus people who feel isolated, unseen, or unsafe, especially during moments of transition and change. And for many people, the presence of the Trevor Project is the difference between giving up and holding on and continuing to live their true, genuine self. And that's community behind the moment. Check out the Trevor Project. All right. All right, chat. What else is going on out there? Some of our new friends have joined us. Patrick is here, and Crash Studios is here, and Steve Anderson, and our old school friends who come every day here to Kindness Rising, Adam Holroyd, and Mike Sullivan, Coach Mike Sullivan, and Roseanne Roof, and the latest from my family, Mary Roma. Welcome into Kindness Rising. Each and every one of you has value to bring to our community, and I am glad you are here. Trivia would be fun, Patrick Ross. Tell me about it. What are you thinking? Because you and I may be aligned on the trivia thing. I love trivia. I have been involved in a lot of trivia games, teams, pub trivia. I've really given up the drinking, so that has come to a halt, that kind of trivia for me, but I still love it. I still love little tidbits of information, pop culture, social impact and change, history. The only thing I'm no good at is geography. It's just something I have not. It just does not sit well with me. I don't know flags, countries. You could show me a map, and I would tell you the wrong continent. Just not something that never stuck with me, but other things have. It takes up too much space in your brain, buddy. It's all there. It's all there, Patrick. Oh, Simpsons trivia. Yeah. I try to bring a little trivia to just a little bit of everything that I talk about, a little bit of pop culture. Like I said, I was talking about Live Aid. And next, I want to talk about, before the show gets away from us, because I spent a lot of time on a tangent today. That's all right. What's going on in the world of media, because that's what we do here at the Mornings in the Lab Network. If you're interested in going live and learning how to maximize and utilize this amazing technology that we have a way to do it for you, to make it simple, to make sure that your voice is out there, building authority, building your tribe of people, community of people who will support you in whatever you do. Built off of, my opinion, go back, it's the Gary Vee thing, right? Smurf it up. What do you want to talk about? We can help you talk about it, because the future is live, it's dynamic, and it's participatory. Woo! Tough word. Netflix just announced a multi-year partnership that's going to change the landscape. It's going to be huge. Barstool Sports, they're bringing their podcast to video podcasts right within the Netflix platform. It's going to cause a little bit of pain for the places where they are now, like YouTube, where we are today, but they're taking Pardon My Take, the Ryan Russillo podcast, and Spittin' Chicklets, one of my favorite shows. Spittin' Chicklets, everybody. Talk about hockey. There's me without my tooth. I had to show it when I talked about Spittin' Chicklets. Anyway, pop it back in. And it's me again. Ridiculous. I can't believe I just did that live streaming exclusively to the platform. They're bringing those shows, Netflix shows, to or those Barstool shows to Netflix 2026. It isn't just about where you watch content. It's about how communities form around real time conversations. Podcasts used to be audio only, then they became on demand video, and now the biggest platforms from Netflix to Spotify are investing in personality driven video shows. What does that sound like? It sounds like the Mornings in the Lab network, what we are building here. You want to be part of what we're building as a group of people who are building the best network for live streaming. Come join us here on Mornings in the Lab. Get involved. Right after this, we're going to go over to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, where they're building a community. Keith Billis, John Anderson are over there because they know that people want to connect. They want connection. They want voice. They want presence, banter, and immediacy, right? Being able to respond. Patrick Ross, right? Absolutely. Being there live, taking it as it comes, that builds your authority and your presence. And then community starts to show up. And that's what's amazing and what we are doing. It's the real conversations that happen in real time. It's the connections that go beyond the play button. That's what you get when you join the network. And that's where media lives, along with kindness, curiosity, and humanity, right here on Kindness Rising. Coming up in the next few weeks, we're adding a new show to the network. It's going to be called oh my gosh, I forget, like Living with Joy. I forget the name of her show already, but it's Cheryl Whitaker, and she is awesome. Check out Cheryl Whitaker on LinkedIn. We'll be talking more about Cheryl Whitaker and her life of joy that she's bringing on Kindness. She's joy. Keith, John are bringing you your morning energy to not hit the snooze button. Then we're going to be adding some segments and some shows along the way. They've got a show coming up that's going to be all about men and relationships and sex. That ought to be real interesting once you get to know Keith and John in the network and you understand the vibe that's going to be happening on that show. And then we're also talking about adding another talk soup kind of show, a little bit of a light roasting, making fun of things that are out there that are just ridiculous and absurd in the world on the internet, kind of thing. So those are things that are coming up as we develop the network, and we are looking for our next leaders, our next tribe, the next group to bring in people to bring their tribe with them to the network. Reach out to me, Matt Roof. I'm the Uncommon Kindness guy, and we will help you get started. Time is running quick here, but I always want to leave you something, even if it's something quick, something that you can take away today, how to build and lean on your community. Because when you're navigating a reset, here's how you stay oriented. Name your people. You don't need a crowd, just a few who see you clearly. I name them right here every day on Kindness Rising when you get involved in the chat. Let yourself be helped. Strength includes receiving, not just giving, right? So let yourself be helped. Ask for help. Seek it out. I look for your help. You help every day by showing up. And then showing up consistently. That's what I do. We're on episode 119. 119 work days, weekdays, Monday through Fridays in a row. 7:30 a.m. I hit go live and I go live. And keep coming back. Come back tomorrow for more of Kindness Rising. For sure, get on over to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Reach out to me, Matt Roof, if you're interested in learning more about what we are doing in the network and how you might be the next show on the network. But most importantly, keep coming back, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Subscribe to the channels, Kindness Rising, Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. And until tomorrow morning, stay uncommon. and stay kind.
What if your mornings could be inspiring and ridiculously fun?
Kindness Rising isn't just a show, it's a full wake-up vibe.
It's freaking fun, people.
Yeah, man, it's got real get-after-it energy.
I love it.
Wake up with Kindness Rising.
I help purpose-driven people grow their impact. 5-ingredient recipe to help you build your personal brand. Get out there and take kind action.
If it's live, they'll feel it.
On Kindness Rising, we bring you proven strategies and fresh ideas you can actually use. If you're not failing, you're not trying.
Exactly. Fail fast, rebound faster.
You'll see the bloopers and the genuine connections that make kindness contagious. We sometimes get into a little bit of trouble.
Pretty much my life made the list.
You can trust what you see right here is honest, respectful, and uplifting. Social impact organizations, and we always talk about them. Try kindness. It's way cheaper than therapy. You just made my day.